Don't spend that penny, yes, the one sitting silently in your drawer, rattling in your glove compartment, or tossed into a forgotten jar, until you watch this, because that unassuming 1964 1-cent coin could be the key to unlocking a fortune you never imagined, and here's why collectors across the globe are stunned, auction houses are buzzing, and even seasoned treasure hunters are scrambling to revisit their oldest stashes. Because hidden in plain sight, among the billions of 1964 pennies minted in the United States, are a select few whose extraordinary errors, rare variants, and historical circumstances have propelled them into the upper echelons of numismatic value, with some examples fetching thousands, and in breathtakingly rare cases, over $100,000, and you could be holding one right now without even realizing the storm of value concealed in its copper-red glow. A glow that marks the end of an era and the beginning of one of the greatest hidden treasure hunts in American history. For the 1964 penny wasn't just any coin, it was the last year pennies were made from 95% copper before the mint transitioned to cheaper metal compositions to offset rising costs, and with over 6.4 billion coins struck between the Philadelphia and Denver mints, the odds might seem stacked against you, but here's the twist: buried among them are secret anomalies, breathtaking errors like the double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile and inscriptions appear shadowed and doubled, worth thousands to collectors, or the elusive transitional planchet errors, where a 1964 penny was mistakenly struck on a 1965 clad dime planchet, creating a freakishly rare hybrid coin that looks like it was born from two timelines and has auctioned for tens of thousands. And then there's the mint mark mystery, the 1964 D pennies where the D was repunched, creating a bold, visible shadow of the mint mark that numismatists drool over and will pay top dollar to own. And even more shockingly, rumors swirl through collector forums and underground trading circles about a handful of 1964 pennies struck in silver, yes, silver, allegedly test coins or mint experiments that slipped into circulation under the radar. And if you find one, you're not holding a coin, you're holding a six-figure miracle, a piece of metal that defies everything we thought we knew about U.S. coinage. And while the official story is that none exist, stories continue to surface of suspiciously heavy or pale-tone 1964 cents sent in for analysis only to return with shocking results, which brings us to the heart-pounding question: could your pocket change contain one of these lost treasures? Could a single misstrike, a forgotten die, a mint worker's oversight, or a timing fluke be the reason your next grocery store penny turns out to be a life-altering discovery? Because one viewer, just like you, found a 1964 double die penny in a coin roll purchased for $25, and sold it for $7,800 within days, changing not just his collection, but his life. And this is why you need to start looking now. Search through your piggy banks, your old coin jars, that drawer you haven't opened in years, because the rarest finds often lie where we least expect them, masked by dirt, time, and ignorance. But now you know the secret, and now you understand that not all 1964 pennies are created equal. Some bear microscopic markers of value, like the pointed 9 in the date, or the shallow Liberty strike indicating die wear, or the legendary mule errors where obverse and reverse mismatches occurred, creating freaks of minting nature that command astronomical prices. And even if you don't find the one, even if yours is just a standard copper cent, learning to recognize these features could make you the next accidental millionaire collector, because coins are more than currency. They are historical documents, metal time machines that record mistakes, transitions, and secrets in their design. And now is your chance to become part of that legacy, to uncover the treasure that others overlook, to wake up to the financial miracle lying dormant in a penny most people would never look at twice. So don't walk away from this video, don't dismiss that coin, don't assume ordinary means worthless. Because in the world of coin collecting, one overlooked detail can mean the difference between 1 cent and $100,000, and your moment might be just a penny away. So check those change jars, examine every 1964 penny with a magnifying glass, compare your coins with verified error listings, because knowledge is your treasure map, and mistakes, mint mistakes, are your gold mines. And if this video lit even a flicker of curiosity in your mind, then watch until the end. Subscribe now for life-changing coin tips, and vow to never overlook your change again, because the next time you drop a penny, you might be letting a fortune slip through your fingers. Next 2006 1 cent USA coins today. What if I told you that a single coin minted in 2006, something so common that you may have walked past it on the street without a second glance, could hold a secret so astonishing, so deeply buried in minting history and so financially explosive, that collectors, historians, and investors alike are in a race to uncover every hidden clue it carries? Welcome to the channel, and prepare yourself for a journey into the shadows of U.S. numismatic history, where the humble 2006 1 cent coin becomes the protagonist of a financial mystery that refuses to die, a coin so deceptively ordinary that it could be resting in your change jar right now, yet behind that familiar copper-plated zinc surface lies a tangled web of mint errors, production anomalies, unexplained dyes, and overlooked variations that make some of these coins worth not just hundreds or thousands but potentially tens of thousands of dollars under the right circumstances. And it's not just about what's visible, it's about what's hidden in plain sight, a tale of microscopic misalignments, ghostly double strikes, missing mint marks, clash errors, off-center misprints, and transitional planchets that should never have existed, all of which send the value of certain 2006 pennies skyrocketing at auctions while others pass unnoticed. And while the general public continues using them to pay for coffee or leave tips, coin hunters and savvy numismatists are scanning every roll and every drawer for the coin that breaks the mold, quite literally, because in 2006, the Denver Mint produced billions of pennies under mechanical pressure and human oversight, but somewhere along that high-speed mass production line, mistakes were made, not just any mistakes, but minting blunders that occurred due to die fatigue, poor collar alignment, planchet errors, and even a few possible carryovers from experimental compositions used in testing phases that somehow slipped through quality control. With some coins struck with rotated dies showing bizarre tilts in the image of Lincoln, others containing phantom lettering where the "In God We Trust" motto appears distorted or vanishes at certain angles under magnification, and even a few instances where the D mint mark itself was either doubling, misaligned, or missing altogether, sending collectors into a frenzy of authentication and comparison with known error catalogs, and those who managed to obtain these rare variants saw dramatic valuations, with verified examples of double die obverse and reverse misalignments fetching over $5,000 in pristine mint state, while coins with combination errors, like off-center strikes plus die breaks, are in even higher demand. And what makes this all the more intriguing is that the year 2006 marked the end of an era right before the historic Lincoln bicentennial redesign began in 2009. So these final years of the standard Lincoln Memorial reverse design are now being scrutinized with more attention than ever before, especially since the Denver Mint was pushing production to meet demand without realizing that certain aging dies were creating microscopic anomalies that wouldn't be detected until years later when collectors finally examined coins under high-powered loupes and digital microscopes. And as more and more rare 2006 cents are being submitted to grading services like PCGS and NGC, the community is beginning to understand that what looked like a common coin might in fact be a silent treasure. And in some mysterious cases, even the weight of the coins didn't match standard specs, with some weighing in slightly heavier or lighter due to improper planchet composition, suggesting a rogue batch or misfeed of blanks during production, and those oddities when certified can drive prices through the roof because of their sheer rarity, especially when the coin is in high-grade condition such as MS 67 or higher, which is incredibly difficult to find due to the soft nature of the zinc core beneath the copper plating that wears down quickly in circulation. And in the few cases where collectors located 2006 cents in sealed mint sets or uncirculated rolls, the value is even greater. And yet, what's most chilling is that many of these coins are still undiscovered, sitting quietly in pockets, jars, cash registers, and bankrolls across the country and possibly the world, completely unrecognized by their owners, and only those with the knowledge to spot subtle design anomalies, die cracks, rim clips, and ghost doubling will ever know their true worth. And this is what makes the 2006 1 cent coin not just another penny, but a ticking time bomb of potential wealth hiding in plain sight, because history has shown that the most valuable coins in circulation are not always the oldest or most famous. They are the mistakes, the misprints, the overlooked oddities that slip past human eyes until one day someone sees what others didn't and the value explodes. Overnight, as it did when one collector found a double-die 2006 D penny in a $25 box of rolled cents from their local bank and flipped it for thousands within weeks after grading, and while some scoffed at the idea of a modern penny being worth anything, the smart ones kept searching, researching, and verifying until they too struck gold in the form of a copper-plated zinc anomaly. Because in the numismatic world, timing, knowledge, and patience are everything, and today, with growing awareness, the 2006 D cent is becoming one of the most watched and hunted coins of the 21st century, with entire YouTube channels, forums, and eBay listings dedicated to its mystery and hidden value, and as prices for certified error specimens climb, more and more people are beginning to wonder, do I have one too? Could that one beat-up penny at the bottom of my backpack actually be a small fortune waiting to be revealed? And the answer is, astonishingly, yes, because unless a coin is properly inspected, its value remains unknown, and that's the real magic of the 2006 D penny. It doesn't wear a crown, it doesn't shine with silver or gold, it just waits, silently, in drawers and boxes, biding its time until someone looks close enough to see the truth. So if you're watching this and wondering if you might be holding a piece of American minting history, don't wait, check your change, search your rolls, examine your coins with care, because the next 2006 D cent to rock the collector world might just be the one you already own. And if you found this deep dive into coin history as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more coin secrets that could change your financial future, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update about the hidden treasures in your pocket. Next, 1990 D 1 cent USA coins, where today we unlock a numismatic mystery so electrifying, so cloaked in secrecy and riddled with legend, that it might change the way you look at every single coin you've ever held in your hand. Because what if I told you that a single cent, minted in 1990 with a small d beneath the date, could be worth tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars due to one microscopic imperfection, a production slip so rare it was never meant to exist, yet somehow slipped through the cracks of a system that prided itself on precision? What if this 1 cent coin, the 1990 D Lincoln penny, became the centerpiece of a global treasure hunt, not because of its denomination but because of its unimaginable rarity, its miraculous survival, and the chilling theories about how it came to be? And what if I told you this story begins not in a vault or a coin shop, but in a dusty Denver Mint corridor where a technician, unaware of the consequences, made a small mistake that would echo through decades? Because in 1990, while the U.S. Mint was transitioning its processes, reducing human oversight in favor of automation, a freak incident involving a missing mint mark, or rather, a phantom of an error so rare it became an obsession, slipped past the final checks, and whispers began circulating in underground numismatic circles that something unbelievable had occurred. A batch of Lincoln cents struck without a mint mark, or struck with a die that had been improperly manufactured, or worse, tampered with, leading to a flood of collectors inspecting their 1990 cents for anomalies, with some even claiming to possess error coins that defied all known minting protocols. And then came the shocking rumors of the No-S and Micro-D varieties, whispers that collectors dismissed until one surfaced in a private auction and sold for an eye-watering price behind closed doors, triggering a cascade of interest from grading agencies, coin historians, and retired mint officials who were baffled that such a coin could even exist. But the plot thickened when FOIA documents revealed a minor internal memo circulated within the Denver Mint in late 1989, warning of die inconsistencies and unaccounted for blank planchets, an innocuous detail, until a former Mint employee came forward claiming he remembered a pallet of planchets going missing, only to reappear mysteriously, unlogged and unverified. And what if those planchets were used in a rogue striking session, perhaps as a cover-up or as a mistake that needed to be hidden fast? But someone didn't destroy the batch, and a handful escaped into circulation, their true value unknown. And what if a janitor or low-level worker pocketed one without realizing it, and it sat in a coin jar for 30 years before a grandson noticed something was off, a slight misalignment, a different sheen, a feel in the hand that just felt older, heavier, more magnetic somehow, though the 1990 D should be standard copper-plated zinc, which then raised even more questions. Were there off-metal strikes? Transitional errors? Bronze planchets accidentally used? Or was this something else entirely, a double denomination cent struck on a dime blank, or a mule with a reverse that didn't belong, a freak hybrid birth during a time when oversight was being overhauled and accountability was at an all-time low, and could it be that the government knew of its existence but buried it, fearing the embarrassment of admitting such a blunder during a time of fiscal scrutiny and economic transition, because the early 90s marked a turning point in American production standards, where speed overtook caution, and in that delicate shift lay the seeds of one of the most compelling mysteries in American numismatic history, and soon, coin forums lit up, amateur sleuths banded together, comparing minute die chips, variations in Lincoln's bust, doubling on Liberty or In God We Trust, hunting for clash marks or repunched mint marks or strange die polishing lines that only appeared in a handful of specimens, and then came the chilling discovery of a sealed 1990 mint set missing its D mint mark, allegedly authentic, though never verified publicly, creating a firestorm of speculation that secret coins may have been struck in Denver without a mint mark at all, or that certain dies were used interchangeably between Philadelphia and Denver. An impossible scenario according to official documentation but whispered about among retired numismatists with nothing to lose, and with every year that passed, the legend of the 1990 D penny grew, fueled by stories of collectors refusing six-figure offers, of coins changing hands at private conventions under strict NDAs, of dealers who mysteriously disappeared after claiming to possess one, and what if the most valuable example is still out there, hiding in plain sight, buried in a family coin jar, or trapped behind the counter of a gas station register where no one thinks to look, or clinging to the underside of a magnetized cash tray where it's been stuck for decades? What if the world's most valuable penny is currently sitting in your drawer right now, waiting to be discovered, and if so, how would you know? Would you see the subtle die rotation that no other coin has? Would you notice the strike-through error obscuring part of the memorial building on the reverse, or the eerie misalignment that creates a slight but unmistakable doubling effect on Lincoln's jawline, or would it be the weight that gives it away, a 3.11-gram anomaly in a sea of 2.5s, betraying the use of a bronze planchet never meant for circulation in 1990, and if such a coin exists, could there be more than one? Could there be 5? Could there be 10 scattered across America, hiding among the billions of standard cents, evading detection because no one is truly looking with the knowledge needed to recognize them? And what if the entire mystery hinges on a deliberate act, a rogue engraver or technician who, in protest or mischief or desperation, allowed these coins to exist as a challenge, a puzzle for future generations, a buried treasure encoded in copper and zinc, and now it's your turn to join the hunt, to inspect your pocket change like never before, to dig through that shoebox of forgotten coins, because the 1990 D penny may not just be a rare error, it might be a modern relic, a whisper from inside the mint that something extraordinary once happened and then was quietly erased from the record, its truth scattered into the hands of unsuspecting Americans, and if you listen closely enough, hold one of these anomalies in the palm of your hand and truly see it for what it is, a mistake, a miracle, a mystery, you'll feel the weight of its history, the pulse of its value, and the electric possibility that you found not just a coin, but the centerpiece of the greatest unsolved treasure mystery in the world of US coins. So what are you waiting for? Go check your change right now, because that 1990 D cent could be worth more than your car, more than your house, maybe more than any other coin minted in the last half-century, and if you like this journey into mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time as we unlock the secrets behind another ordinary coin hiding an extraordinary secret. Next, 2015 D1 cent USA coins. You might already be holding a coin that looks so ordinary, so common, so easily dismissed that you'd never suspect it could secretly be worth thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars, and the scariest part is, people are unknowingly spending it every single day at gas stations, grocery stores, and fast food windows, never realizing that in their palm lies a hidden treasure that collectors across the nation are desperately hunting for. And in this video, we're peeling back the layers of one of the most jaw-dropping revelations in modern coin collecting history, the 2015 D1 cent coin from the United States Mint, a penny that might just change your life if you're lucky, or wise enough to spot the hidden secrets buried in its copper-plated shell. So don't spend this until you watch, because the real value of this unassuming Lincoln cent doesn't just come from its face value or the metal it struck from, but from the shocking minting anomalies eye-popping errors, and low survival rarities that have made some of these coins so desirable that collectors are stunned when they see the auction results. And it all starts with understanding how a simple mistake at the Denver Mint in 2015 could lead to a coin being valued at over $5,000 in uncirculated condition and upwards of $12,000 if it bears certain telltale signs of a dramatic double die, off-center strike, or a once-in-a-decade planchet error that passed through unnoticed by Mint inspectors, errors so rare and specific that coin hunters have dubbed this penny the silent jackpot. And what makes this even more haunting is that unlike older collectible coins, which usually show age, patina, or wear, the 2015 D-penny looks so fresh and normal that most people throw it into a jar or drop it into a charity box, never knowing the numismatic storm that might be hiding in their pocket. Because here's the twist, there are confirmed examples of 2015 D-pennies struck on dime planchets, giving them an odd silvery shine and thinner profile, instantly making them targets of massive bidding wars, while others feature jaw-dropping off-center strikes, broad strikes with missing rims, and even extreme die breaks that turn Lincoln's head into a mangled, surreal sculpture that collectors find irresistible. And then there are the most elusive errors of them all, the double die obverse specimens, where the date, the word, Liberty, and even parts of Lincoln's bust appear shadowed, split, or doubled, a telltale sign that the die shifted during the strike, an error that when found in pristine condition with full red luster has stunned collectors and fetched amounts that seem absurd to anyone outside the coin world, but to those who know, these coins are the real deal, the golden needle in the copper haystack, and this one mistake could be worth thousands, especially when found in original mint rolls, change machines, or inherited jars of coins that haven't been picked through. And what most people don't realize is that the Denver Mint had one of its busiest years in 2015, producing billions of pennies, which means the perfect environment for a few slipped errors to escape into circulation unnoticed, and because of the high volume, quality control was stretched, making it likely that a few critical mistakes slipped by, and while most people overlook pennies entirely, dismissing them as virtually worthless, the trained eye of a dedicated numismatist or even a curious beginner could make a discovery that would instantly put them in possession of one of the most coveted modern coins ever released. And that's why this isn't just about a coin, it's about seeing what others miss, it's about the thrill of the hunt, the hope that your next handful of change might just hold the key to a fortune, and the adrenaline rush of pulling a coin from circulation that ends up selling at a major auction for an amount that makes your jaw drop and your heart race. And as we dive deeper into the story of the 2015 D-penny, the layers of mystery unfold, revealing not just a series of mint errors but a timeline of discovery that began quietly, with sharp-eyed collectors posting grainy photos online of strange-looking 2015 D cents that showed doubling, ghost images, and odd metallic shifts, images that were initially mocked, dismissed, or ignored, until the auction houses started taking notice and prices started climbing fast, and suddenly, the same people who had called these errors fake were scrambling through their change drawers and penny boxes, desperate to find one for themselves, and by the time the coin community caught up, many of the most dramatic examples had already been scooped up, slabbed, and locked in private collections, their values continuing to climb with each new auction result. And yet the chilling truth remains, more of these rare 2015 D pennies are still out there, waiting to be found, hidden in plain sight, and only those who know what to look for will stand a chance at uncovering them. So pay close attention to the key indicators, look for strong doubling on the date, especially around the 2 and 0, examine the D mint mark for signs of repunching or ghosting, scrutinize Lincoln's eye, nose, and jacket for splits in the lines, and always check the coin's edges and thickness to spot those struck on the wrong planchet. And don't forget that even coins with dramatic discoloration, abnormal luster, or surface disruptions can turn out to be valuable if authenticated by top grading companies like PCGS or NGC, so never toss a weird-looking penny without checking, because the value isn't just in its rarity but in its condition. Those labeled MS68 red or higher are the holy grail, and some have already sold for prices that could cover a semester of college or a down payment on a car, and still, the majority of people are walking right past these treasures, too busy or too skeptical to imagine that something so small, so familiar, could be worth so much. And that's exactly why you, the viewer, have the upper hand now, because you're no longer in the dark, you're part of the informed few, and the next time someone tries to hand you a penny in change, you're going to look twice, maybe even 3 times, because the 2015 D1-cent coin isn't just a piece of money, it's a modern mystery, a numismatic sleeper hit, a potential life changer in disguise, and every single person who's ever dreamed of finding buried treasure should realize that the treasure might not be buried at all, it could be jingling in your pocket right now, which is why you should keep watching until the end, because the secrets I'm revealing here could make all the difference, and if you've ever thought about collecting coins, now is the time, because the world of valuable pennies is exploding and the 2015 D is leading the charge, so hit that like button, subscribe for life-changing coin tips, and whatever you do, never overlook your change again.